Good morning, good morning, good morning. Just before this video starts, I feel like we need to catch up a little bit of what's been going on. The last video you saw from me was a vlog, the first ever London creator slash entrepreneur slash one-of-one mastermind, the one we did in London. So this video is going to be catching up of what's been happening over the past few months, because they're really building up some motion and making some awesome changes inside the creator economy and really making a difference with the portfolio of creator companies that we market for. So let's go back to the start. When I was 8 years old, I made my first YouTube video with my brother. From there, we did a car wash. Okay, not that far back. Let me take you to the day of one of our portfolio creator companies that we ran, one of the event days, the amazing day. Let's go there first.
Fell off like the first year. It's defined by great shit. Fruits.
Like this is just so much easier to capture at the moment.
Slow it down just a touch. Oh, that's shit. Yeah. Nice. About storytelling.
So dramatic.
Yeah.
So, with that clip of me talking, do you not think we should shorten it?
Oh shit.
Shit, I'm sorry.
Yes, that's so good. Yeah. Okay, soon. A little bit of caffeine.
Oh, where are you?
Man, shut him in the back. Nah, you're good. That's when you go. That's the fourth act right there. And then you go tell a story from the start. Not 7 months ago we left.
Rinsed.
We're doing that in years to come.
Yeah.
5 years ago I left school. That's gonna be so good. Now I'm a millionaire.
Still rinse the same look.
What the fuck? Do you wanna let me do some sort of like phone transition where you just. So that was our in real life event, the first ever one. The energy on that day was just incredible. And that was the day when I realized that I wanted to build something more. It was like that day as well, maybe realized that I can and want to do more different types of businesses, more different types of events, seeing so many different people doing so many different things and seeing the behind the scenes of it. It was like, yo, this is sick. I want to be involved in this. And that's actually when I transitioned my business model into a portfolio. The people I work with isn't just coaching or teaching or consulting, it's actually working with them specifically to grow what they're trying to do with the story marketing systems that I use for myself, my clients, defining, building, testing and iterating different systems that I use to build, scale, grow, whatever I'm trying to do. You know, and that's why I think that my brand, you know, one of one is what you saw at the start of the video. That's exactly what Project Finesse means, because the things that make you you, things you make you unique, make you one of one, and also are your finesse. Building it under the portfolio of creator companies that we're building in the creator economy and taking over this fucking game. So after just allowing my brain to decompress and process the event that we actually managed to hold, making the content about it, posting on the content about it, having everyone in the group still talking to this day, 2 months later, which is incredible, building a real community, posting all the content from it, there was just a huge amount of demand for a second one. So within a week, we were planning the next event.
Location,
Yeah.
which would be an issue.
Would be talking about this, and I want to drop into the fact that okay, so that was really fucking cool. What I've just done pretty much is just record like some live scripting frameworks of myself, you know, using the kind of new frameworks I've been speaking about recently, and literally just me using them live. Like literally I just sat here for like an hour, scripted out all different videos, recorded them live as well, and gone through my entire process live, which is really sick. It was an idea a client gave me, and I was like, yo, that's a really sick idea. I'm gonna do that literally now. So I thought this morning, like, perfect, I want to make some videos. I also want to make some kind of awesome material for you guys, and I was just like, perfect, let me do all of it live. So I just recorded a couple videos, scripted them out entirely, literally my entire framework, entire process, thoughts out on the page, recorded them, and done it all in a short amount of time, which is crazy. That's so fucking cool. We had the camera up on here, which is sick. yo, and just literally seeing the whole thing go through. Obviously I take a little bit longer to go and do it because I've added in detail, but literally 2 videos filmed, edited in about 30-40 minutes, which is crazy good. Yeah, that's all going to be coming out very shortly. I'm probably going to put that inside of the new products which are coming out. Not more talking about them soon, which is fucking cool. And yeah, that's really sick. Okay, so I posted a video on Thursday now, and it was a comment for the lead magnet type video, and the video did really well. It's over like 10,000 views now, and it got 300 people commenting for it, and within 24 hours it had 100 opt-ins on the email, which is absolutely crazy. But what shocked me even more was the fact that it actually had a 90% open rate on everyone who opted in, which is crazy. Like I've never seen that before for myself, and also for anyone that I've worked with. And it's actually crazy. Like pretty much just focused the entire time on the story I was telling and nothing else. Like obviously I did automations, and I've moved over to ClickFunnels, so it's a bit more efficient and stuff. But the main thing I focused on was telling one story really consistently. So looking at this entire automation process a month on, the one I'm talking about in just the video before, that has now converted me 750 email opt-ins, which is just insane. It's still sitting at like a 60% opt-in rate over, 1,500 people, which is super high. And it just means the story that we're telling was the right story. And what's even more interesting is that I actually dove deep into the reason why this was happening. It was a story sales framework, but what I kind of hadn't processed in my mind yet was that I had been using the same story sales process for the past 6 months. And every time I track a video back to the past 6 months that has gotten a huge amount of comments, a huge amount of engagement, and a huge amount of conversions to the next step, it's always been following the same system. So from that moment onwards, I was like, oh shit, there's something here. So I ended up making the kind of program around it because I wanted to deliver it to my clients. I called it the 60-second sales story script because it's a 4-step script. It's a 4-step process to follow that you can just input your story into, and it becomes your sales video. You add it into your content strategy. You literally just learn the system, implement it in your content system, which I've just been using every single time to convert on my videos much better and move people to the next step with the story that I was telling, which is also why in that video there, so it's obviously the video that I made, the first point of contact, the pre-frame for the sale was so strong. So the story that I told kept the conversion rates throughout every single step of the process really high. So from my accounts engaged to comments on ManyChat was high, very high. Then from the ManyChat message to open on that was at 70%, which is really high. If you know ManyChat open rates, that's really high. Then from the actual people that clicked on the link to opt in to give me their emails, which again was about 60%, which industry average is, if you don't already know, it's about 5 to 15%. So we got 60%, which is incredible. And then from the people that used that, the re-engagements on the kind of, I have other ManyChat sequences for DM me the word, and the re-engagements from that again were about a 1 in 7 pickup rate, which is incredible. So people going through the entire guide, seeing the extra call to action, which is again more free stuff, but it's developing into the ecosystem because then I send them other YouTube videos and this type of stuff. It's incredible. But the reason why it all worked was because of the pre-frame, mainly because I have a killer 60-second sales story script video where I followed the right system. It allowed the power to keep going. So the person would go through all of that at the same time. And it's because of the emotion that was in that. It caused the right amount of pain versus pleasure and the right amount of action taking feeling to have someone take action. So I was so interested in this actually. Yeah, I developed the entire system to go with this. The story goes that before I'd kind of used the 60-second sales story script video or discovered storytelling, had my storytelling epiphany, I was selling the same way that the gurus tell you to sell, which was hardcore selling using these, systems where following their exact scripts, putting your CTAs in the captions of the videos, doing all this guru type of stuff, using that following the same content strategy, and just hoping you scrape the certain amount of people from your videos. And it's the kind of like just keep, and then just like punch. Yeah. Anyway, the guru type of a thing of just trying to convert in a non-authentic and non-personable way. I did that. And for about 2 years, if you know my story, I followed all the guru advice for like 2 years trying to grow my personal brand, and none of it worked. That's why I'm so deep on storytelling, because it separates you, again, makes you one of one. You use your finesse, you use the things that make you unique to help your personal brand grow and stand out, and use that to grow your brand. That's why I'm so into this, and that's why I'm building my entire brand and create a company portfolio around this. You know, all the kind of coaching offers I work on, the clothing brands I work on, the different types of things I work on, the in real life events, they're all based on you being one of one and you being you. Before I started to use that same ideology and same philosophy to sell, I was doing the guru given sales frameworks on Instagram, and out of 10 videos I chose, I got 37,000 accounts reached. From those people, I got 138 comments, which is dreadful. I think that's like a 0.1% comment rate. Again, half of those are, you know, just me because it's an automatic mini chat response. And then the amount of followers gained from 37 accounts reached was just 42. So I've got all the data right here. So it's, you know, 37,000 accounts reached. That moved over to like not many comments, and then over only 42 accounts followed, which is dreadfully low, really low. And the worst thing was that, you know, so that I'm gonna say this now and you're gonna think I'm lying, but the thing was I was actually losing followers on every sales post that I put out. I would gain followers because that's the only, like here it says I've gained followers because that's the only metric that Instagram gives you for your videos. It says followers gained, and that never goes into a minus. I've never seen that go into a minus. So I was losing followers because I was selling in an inauthentic way. People would just feel like they're being sold to because I was being salesy, and again, it didn't feel like me. It didn't feel authentic. So I gained such a small amount of followers from these sales videos, which sucked, and it meant that I couldn't do this as a career. At this time, I was trying to leave school and go all in on being a content creator and entrepreneur, mixing creativity and business, and I knew that if I was kept on doing this, I would never make it, because I was losing followers every single time, which meant in theory that I had a very finite amount of time that I could sell for, plus I wasn't making any conversions, so I wasn't actually earning any money from these sales. I think all of this kind of pressure in my brain really forced me to look and to think about what has worked for me in the past. And again, that is why I'm now so into and deep on storytelling as a marketing system, because I started to tell my story. I started to tell stories in my content, and things changed. And it was then 2 weeks after that when I was like, oh fuck, I need to sell now. Like, what am I going to do? I'm going to use my story to sell. Was a thought pattern when I started to uncover the story sales system and then started to master it. Because as soon as I realized it was there, I could go and learn it. I just spent months analyzing it, breaking down the frameworks, looking at who's used it, testing, iterating, defining it, using it for myself, using it for my clients, testing it in different niches, testing it in different stories, testing it in different ways, and built this system. And now this system where I've used it 10 times in my videos and seen a huge increase. The main thing to look at is that out of 1,000 people that watch my videos, now I get 25 people to convert. Before, I would get 1.7. So 1.7 people will convert out of 1,000 viewers. Before, now I'm getting 25 out of 1,000 viewers, which is a 14.7% increase in the amount of conversions I'm getting. Plus, I'm already reaching more people. So I'm reaching more people, I'm converting more of those people, and more of those people are becoming followers, which is incredible. I've literally, again, tracked the whole thing here on the Google Sheet. So I'm reached literally almost 10 times the amount. So it's 350,000, got 18,000 of those coming into comments, 9,000 of those in, you know, audience comments, and then over 7,000 followers gained. And again, having the more amount of people convert at a higher rate just meant that I could get and keep more of the right attention. And this entire tangent of me and this entire story of me telling you this has come into play because I used it, built out the ClickFunnels software, managed to track everything, and just saw nuts returns on the entire thing, and decided to make a system for it. This is again one of the systems that I use in my portfolio of creative companies. It's something clients get initially, but what I've done is gone and made it into a digital product, which is like you can kind of like license the system, you can kind of buy the system, and it's just, you know, there's video trainings in there so you can actually learn to install it into your own content, examples of how it works, the actual system, the SOPs, obviously everything you need, the SOPs of finding who you're speaking to, how you're speaking to them, the framework, the scripting, everything to go with that, the entire system in there. You know, you can go from start to finish crafting your 60-second sales story scripts, and I've made it into a product now because I just want to fucking help other people use it and just sell with their stories, because I'm so fed up of seeing shit sales videos and also posting them for myself because I know how destructive they are. So if you're interested in that, it is in the description. You know, you can go and see it out. There's the video to go with it as well as the VSL. If you're looking for more, obviously I haven't gone too much into, you know, what's actually in the product. So if you're looking for more on that, just click the link in the description. It will be the 60-second sales story script. You go and check that out if you want to go and check that out. I want to show you guys how powerful storytelling marketing is. This is Austin. He's been following me for so long, and he came to you when he started to build his clothing brand, Caliche. We hopped on our first call. We ran through the entire narrative of building his personal brand, building his actual brand, all of this type of stuff, building an actual narrative that people can buy into. And then posted that first video out, as you can see right here. Crazy for the first video. 362 likes, 132 comments. Power of storytelling, already building this fucking amazing community and just an amazing style around his brand, which is fun. Oh, that was a sad day. Not the client results, but realizing that for the past 7 months I've been so focused on storytelling and figuring out how to tell better stories in marketing that I forgot to post about how it was going. Like this video of me, you know, working with Austin, you know, I did that out. I put that out as my first video in terms of talking about client results. And this is part of what I want to do more on the channel as well. Going into the deep strategies of what I'm doing with, you know, just my portfolio of creative companies that I'm story marketing for, because it's so sick to see it working so well. Like part of what you saw in the last video of me just using the 60-second sales story script, I find that so interesting. It's so sick to see. So yeah, I kind of went through the process of like, fuck, I have not kind of just registered anything and kind of posted it all. So I spent like the entire weekend then just compiling all of my fucking testimonials into like one page now, all into one Notion document, which is just fucking huge now, which is incredible. But the sad thing is I know I've missed loads, because obviously that's like one weekend looking back at the past 7 months, which has been incredibly a shame. But you know, obviously we move forward. We're not always, you know, we can't tune up everything perfectly, but we're moving forward. We're doing testimonials a lot better now. We're making sure that the storytelling marketing movement is growing, and we are registering it. After that weekend, the next weekend, I remember feeling so low and a massive lack of clarity, which I'm sure if you're watching, if you're an entrepreneur or creator as well, you know exactly what I'm talking about here, where you're just questioning everything. But I managed to fight my way through it, literally fight my way through it. I just kept on fighting, kept on taking the next step and hitting the next punch, and just kept on kind of refining it, taking a step back, rechanging the story I'm telling myself to actually understand the right direction I want to take out of that. Because changing the story you tell will change the results you get, and it's so fucking important to be able to understand and change that for yourself, which has really been something I'm trying to be working on this entire past year, especially having left school just last year. You know, one of the things I got really good at school was listening to people and doing what I was told. And coming out and being in the entrepreneur and creator world, I've realized that rules aren't real. It comes back to the Steve Jobs quote, which I could never forget, which is, he says that once you realize the world around you is made up by people who are no different to you, just everything changes. And that's why I just really like story so much, because you tell a story. And if you tell a story well enough, it will change the way someone thinks about the world. And that changes their perspective, and perspective changes everything. Because it's the things you believe to be true about the world which matter. And that was incredible. You know, I think that's something, again, you know, I'm trying to relearn for myself, is rules aren't real. There's a lot of beliefs and barriers that aren't real, aren't true, or I can change. And that's not a problem. And again, that's what I'm trying to do with storytelling and story marketing. It's like, you know, you don't have to follow the right business model or right specific tactic that's most optimized or most gurus are talking about. You can just go and tell the story that's best for you. You know, you can make it work for you. That's one of one. You make it work because it's what's meant to work for you, which is really, really fucking cool. And what I'm going to talk about more in the next video, I don't want to keep making these too long, so I just want to talk about in the next video. We've got a couple of different things of, you know, different podcast shows, different kind of creator companies as well, different projects we're working on as well, different kind of client stuff, and scaling these types of stuff as well. Also bringing out event number 2 a lot more, going into the strategy behind all of these different things, the story marketing behind all of them. And I want to talk more about this in that next video. So that's why I'm going to cut off this video exactly where it is. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a catch up vlog because I keep thinking to myself, no, I can't make a vlog because no one knows where I'm at. So now you all know where I'm at. Made this catch-up vlog. Thanks for coming along this journey with us, becoming one of one. You know, we're in the pursuit of becoming the only, becoming one of one, and Project Finesse is the best way to do that, and that is the portfolio of creative companies that we're working on and we're building. So thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in getting involved working with me, at the moment the spots are currently full, so if you can apply down below in the description. Spots are currently full. We'll be reopening in a few weeks, which will probably be in a video in a coming time. We'll be reopening in a few weeks, and you'll be top of the list if you've applied, told us a bit about yourself, or we can get in touch with you and make sure that if you're the right fit, we'll get you straight onto the team, straight onto the portfolio, where we will work with you to scale in a model that I call done together. It's not done with you or done for you or whatever. It's not do it yourself, it's done together. We do it together. It's co-creation. And if you're interested in that story marketing, where we just get your great product seen, where it's through your content, through your short form, through your story, apply in the link description. When we reopen, we'll put you at the top of the list. And again, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, follow me on Instagram. And again, if you're interested in the 60-second sales story script system to implement into your business, something you want to get from me now and start using this second, as soon as you check out, as soon as you click that pay button, you get access to it instantly. If you want that, it's in the description as well. Everything you can find is in the description. So thank you very much for watching. Subscribe. I will see you soon. I'll see you in the next video, which will be a banger, I'm sure. Thanks for watching.